Hello and welcome. You're watching NDTV. We are now on YouTube. Every morning on Good Morning India, I give you 5 stories to take a pick from, and the ones that generate most votes is what you and I sit together and talk at length on YouTube. So let's see what the poll is telling us today. Well, Maha wait for government to end soon. 43% of you wanting to know more details about that. This has been a top trend for quite some time actually. Then it is the air emergency. MP is not really listening. What is the detail there? And then the pink ball test in Kolkata that everybody's talking about. Alright, we'll talk about these stories, but let's begin with Maharashtra. And frankly, whole of this week, we've been discussing Maharashtra phenomena with you on YouTube, and you still are so interested in the story. So let's tell you the latest detail at this point. Now, there were a series of meetings that happened yesterday and the day before. But the most important one and the development that's come overnight, something that you will not see in your newspapers today or catch otherwise, is the meeting that went until midnight at Sharad Pawar's residence in Mumbai, for which Uddhav Thackeray and Aditya Thackeray and several other top leaders of NCP, of Shiv Sena actually, went and met with over this issue. Now, we've had meetings, like I've been telling you earlier, we've had meetings of Congress and NCP separately, we've had meetings of Shiv Sena separately, but for the first time, we saw Uddhav Thackeray come to Sharad Pawar's residence and discuss the nitty-gritties. Now, why do we stress on in political reporting on who went to whose house and what time and all of that? Because these are all cues. These are all cues to understand who's playing the big brother in this alliance, who's the one calling the shots. Uddhav Thackeray, as you know, has all the meetings carried out at his house, at Matoshri, where everybody goes. But he, for the first time, went in to meet Sharad Pawar. Remember earlier, before the Maharashtra results had come out, the meetings between BJP and Shiv Sena would always happen at Matoshri. Amit Shah went to Matoshri to try and convince him to come on board. This time, the tables have turned. Uddhav Thackeray and the Shiv Sena leadership at Sharad Pawar's residence went all till late in the night to understand what is the way forward. Now, what's the output of that meeting? Threefolds really. Let's begin with the first one. First one was that the common minimum program that the three parties were working together is now a done deal. Second, the name of this alliance is also now established. Let me throw that up for you. The name of the alliance is going to be Maharashtra Vikas Aghadi. That means Maharashtra Development Front. I'll come to point number 3 in just a bit, but I just want to dwell on this second point on the name of this alliance. The name of this alliance, Maharashtra Vikas Aghadi, is interesting on a couple of notes. One, that the alliance between NCP and Congress was called the Aghadi, and the alliance between Shiv Sena and BJP before elections was called the Yuti. Now, with the Shiv Sena joining the other side now, they have incorporated that with the word Vikas, something we all know and we associate with the BJP. So they've put some mind and got some political undertones to the name of this alliance as well, which is quite fascinating. But moving back to the earlier takeaway, the third thing perhaps that came out from this meeting is that, and something that is still not decided, the main sticking point in this alliance has been who will become the chief minister and for how long. Remember, between BJP and Shiv Sena, the only reason that their alliance split was over who becomes the chief minister and for how long. Shiv Sena wanted to keep the chief minister position with themselves for 2.5 years. BJP did not agree. They walked out of their alliance. This time around, once they've come to the NCP and Congress now, there are again rumors and, really talks going on how Shiv Sena now wants to keep all 5 years with themselves. And who's the man that they're nominating for chief ministership? It's Uddhav Thackeray. All this thing, remember, we are hearing through sources, they haven't come on record to state any of this, except that Sanjay Raut, this morning when he was asked this question, he said, well, all the Shiv Senics want Uddhav Thackeray to be the chief minister, but he did not stress on the time because he also knows that's the main sticking point in this entire alliance. We also spoke with my colleague Sunil Prabhu, spoke with Prithviraj Chavan of the Congress party. Now, why is he important? Because he's been one key architect in bringing together everyone and bringing together a common minimum program. Remember, it's not going to be easy for these parties in terms of just the sheer ideologies that they have. Shiv Sena has very right-wing ideologies. Congress and NCP are on the other end of the spectrum. And thus, to have a common minimum program that does not lead to further disputes once the government is in place, they have had to settle down on certain issues. That is exactly what constitutes to a common minimum program. Things and issues which are priority, basically, they put together, and Prithviraj Chavan put it out for our viewers to understand. They sat down with the manifesto of the Congress NCP and also the manifesto of Shiv Sena and said, what is it that we can come to common terms with? And thus that would become a guiding map of sorts, a preamble of sorts on what will drive this alliance in the state. So these really have been the takeaways from the meeting that happened last evening. Now cut to what's happening today on Friday. It's action-packed really, and all the weekend is going to stay that way. Why? Because there are two important meetings happening in Maharashtra today. One at the residence of Uddhav Thackeray, where he's called in all the Sena MLAs to discuss, to keep them updated on which way the formation of the government is going, what the conversations have been so far. Remember, these MLAs have also been sitting very patiently. Some of them have been given offers by the BJP, we are told, to move to the other side. So it is important, while the government is not being formed, for all these leaders at the top to keep their people under the fold, and thus they're constantly having these meetings with MLAs. So Shiv Sena is meeting their own MLAs, NCP is meeting their MLAs as well. Also, why they are meeting these MLAs and what reflection this will give out is on the cabinet. While the Sena Patis, as we've been calling them, the top leadership of these parties are discussing chief ministers, the rest of them are also discussing how will you divide the portfolios, who gets what ministry. And that's something the MLAs also look forward to. And this, if not done correctly, could be counterproductive, as these MLAs then disgruntled, not happy with not getting a position, could switch sides. So the Senapatis or the leadership is being extremely careful, going step by step in that direction. And there seems to be finally, after a Maha confusion, some coordinated steps that we are seeing on both sides, on NCP and Congress and on Shiv Sena as well. So that meeting is going to happen today. Another thing that's going to happen over the weekend is that Sanjay Raut today in the morning actually said it up front that in 2 days' time they will be going to the governor and the process of government formation will begin. This is important, and if you looked at our chat yesterday, I told you when I explained to you even yesterday on how it is not a done deal even if the three parties were to come together. Why? Because once they are on the same page, meaning they go to the governor with all the signatures and letters from MLAs saying we have the strength and we are good to form government, Maharashtra at the moment, which is under president's rule, will have to then further wait for protocols and wait for the governor to act upon them. Going by how it has been in the past, governor might take his own sweet time, might get convinced by the numbers, might not get convinced by the numbers. We'll have to talk to a constitutional expert to understand which way this is going. But what we are expecting really, a big takeaway, and what you can expect if you are a resident of Maharashtra and hoping and wondering when the next government is going to be formed, you will have to wait a little more. Maha wait, as we've been saying in our headlines as well, because for the moment, it seems like that towards the end of the weekend, we will have the three parties come together on one platform, in one go and meet the governor as well. But the wait for government formation is going to be a little long one. So that's all we have for you on the Maha wait, the Maha confusion that's been happening. We'll see you again soon with hopefully more updates and hopefully a government soon in Maharashtra. So stay tuned to NDTV on YouTube. All you have to do is go to youtube.com/NDTV and catch all our chats, all our information and news updates over there.